I booked over 100 calls in the last 30 days with less than $25 to $50 of ad spend per day, running AI automation agency offers. In this video, I'll show you exactly why selling AI automation itself fails, why you're getting no booked calls, and how you can go out there and reproduce similar results yourself so you can have a full booked calendar of calls with high quality prospects. If you stick to the end, I'll reveal the truth why just selling AI automation agency itself fails, gets you no sort of responses or booked appointments, and why your ads must be flopping. So what we're gonna do in the video is we're gonna go into my computer. I'll reveal to you proof that this is something I actually did. I got results for myself. That this is something I did, and I got over 100 booked calls. I mean, there are even some calls that Meta itself didn't even track, but nonetheless, over 100 calls. And I'll show you how you can craft your marketing so you can have a filled calendar running your own offer, and how you should think about marketing any service, whether this is for AI automation, whether it's something very commoditized and saturated, and how you can stand out on social media marketing and reproduce and get more scheduled booked calls exactly like I did. So without anything else to say, let's get right into the computer and I'll break everything down for you. All right, just to show you that I'm not capping, this is my ad account in the last 30 days. So last 30 days, I'm gonna refresh it. So last 30 days spent roughly 1,400. And then from there, we were able to get, like, if you add this all up, it's over 100 here. And you know, what's more, the number is actually more like 130 calls, maybe even a little more. Some of the attribution here by Meta wasn't actually calculated and factored in. So if anyone has any experience running ads, you know that Meta sometimes slips on running the calls. Sometimes the attribution data doesn't properly track. But nonetheless, this is over $100. And as you can see here, for some of these ads here, what happened is these are booked calls, by the way. I'm paying $7 for booked calls, whereas some people in different industries are paying $10, $20, $50, $100 per booked call, whereas I'm paying anywhere from $5, $7 per booked call. And then as you can see here, some of the ads got more expensive. These were just me kind of experimenting with other kinds of creatives and angling. But nonetheless, I mean, these are the results. You know what I mean? With this one outperforming the most at on average, say $7 per booked call. This one got $5, which is insane. But I'm going to show you how you can do pretty much the same thing here. And I'm going to show you the strategy that I implemented, how I thought about this, how you can go out into the marketplace and pretty much just cook. Whatever you're selling, it doesn't even matter. Like, I know I'm making this video around AI automation, whatever, but any industry you're in, this can apply to any single industry. So I just wanted to put that out there, especially once you build the skill, you know what the heck you're doing. You can cook with any single offer. Now, the very first thing I want to do that you understand in the psychology and the philosophy behind why this actually worked is you have to understand that there is somewhere in the marketplace, there is demand, okay? There is demand. And then there are all of these different offers in the marketplace, right? Let's say these are various different offers, right? But the thing is, not every single offer here is in demand with what the market wants. Something I've learned from trading, which was very painful, but no matter what you try to do out there in the world, the market is always going to win. So what you have to do here is you have to channel whatever is in demand into an offer that is going to be in alignment, because all these offers, they're missing because it's trying to target, you know, things you think are cool, something you think is valuable to a customer, something that may be commoditized, right? Something that you think would be valuable, but you know what? The marketplace doesn't even give a crap about that. So the way I work and I structure my marketing is always with the hooks in the marketing first, because whatever the market wants, you want to give it to the market. So you want to reverse engineer and start with the market demand and then create an offer for that. It's basically how I create my hooks on my thumbnails. So on YouTube, I'm still experimenting, trying to get the hang of it. On paid marketing, any sort of ads I'm doing, even say when it came to say creating products for mobile apps, web apps, whatever, I always start with the marketing first, because if the demand exists, you just have to reverse engineer what the demand wants, and then from there create an offer, no matter how impossible it seems to fulfill that demand. I know that sounds extreme, but I just want to reveal the raw truths of what it actually takes, because if you look at online, let's actually review some stuff online, and you know, no hate to any of these AI agencies, automation companies, whatever, but everything's the same. Let me show you how. So, okay, I pulled up a few AI automation agencies. I'm not trying to roast these guys, but I just want to show you a case study example of why a lot of offers like this and websites fail, especially if you look at online, all these guys in AI automation, they're preaching this is the new business model. It's the most life-changing thing in the world. And I'll tell you exactly why marketing and positioning yourself like that fails automatically the moment you start your business. And it's just an upward hill battle of just fighting negative force against you, because it's become so saturated to the point on, let's say, like, there's this guy out there, I think his name is like Liam or something like that, and he's probably one of the first people I've ever seen on YouTube popularize the idea of like the AI automation agency business model concept. Props to this guy. This guy's doing really good. There's also some other guys out there that are also really doing really well, cooking it, you know what I mean? But the thing is, over time, when say hundreds of thousands of people on YouTube discovered this business model, they all try to copy what this guy is doing. And then when you look at the internet on Google, so unless you have like a first mover advantage, what's going to happen here is you're going to fail, because anything after that is just commoditized, because you're competing on price, you're competing on offer, you're competing on the same marketing messaging. And then when people see so much of the same being delivered in the marketplace, they're just going to look at you and compare. So let's look at these people, for example. When you look at these people, for example, basically how this all works is basically every single AI automation agency we could build you custom AI assistants, custom AI automation consultation, custom AI product development. Then there's these guys. It's pretty much the same thing. We build custom AI agents for blah 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 blah. We map our process. Like if you look at every single AI automation agency, website, freelancer, or whoever's offering stuff online, it basically sounds 90% like this, which is why every single marketing point from that fails. So if you're going out there and you're going to try to create an AI marketing agency offer or anything like that, do not start with copying what another AI marketing agency does. You do not want to do that. You want to structure your offer, do some independent thinking, at least follow this advice in the video, because I'll actually show you how you can get a ton of booked calls and people filling your pipeline. And then from there, structure your offer and your business from the marketing hooks and angles you put out into the world. So then people can actually start booking calls with you because they're interested. So the way the philosophy here works is figure out what the market wants. Okay. Figure out what the market wants and then create the offer for what the market wants. Now, let me show you how I actually did this myself. And for those of you who don't know, OpenClaw was the hottest thing in, say, like January, February, right? And then a bit of March. So you don't know what OpenClaw is. It's basically this personal AI assistant. Everyone wanted it. It's extremely difficult to get it hooked up. At the end of the day, you're selling AI automation results it can do, you know what I mean? And people want the setup, right? So in the beginning, like first mover advantage, whoever was promoting this stuff was absolutely cooking. They were cooking because no one else was offering it. So what was happening here? There was demand. So let's just use D for demand, and whoever was creating the offer, so like these are just channels, right? Imagine these are channels, and then whoever was creating the offer is like, hey, I'll set this up for you. The demand was there, so these people were fulfilling the supply, and at some point, the demand was this high, and the supply was non-existent. But what happened over time was the demand diminished, and it became like this, and then the supply became like this. Let me show you an example. So what I mean here is like literally if you go into Google Trends and then say you're looking at data past 90 days, look what happened to the demand. It was cooking in January. It was going insane, right? So you could have rode this trend so freaking hard, and then look what happens here. It started to crash. And then if you look at, say, the data, how it looks like over 12 months, it just like had a steep curve and then just crashed. So if you're trying to market and sell all like the services here, you're just going to fail by default. So it's really less about, say, offering OpenClaw and more so about following the demand and what's actually in demand in the marketplace. If you understand this concept, you will save yourself so much money, so much headache, and so much misunderstanding and just frustrations of why your offer in AI automation agency is not working. Because if you're just selling AI automation just to sell AI automation because everyone's preaching it online, they say, hey, this is the biggest business model, right? Blah, blah, blah. I take a controversial approach on this, and I think a lot of people are just selling you gas and just bullshit at the end of the day. And really what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to pitch like why their business offer vehicle works and why you should do it yourself too. But then when you do it, you're going to run into the problem of like, say, hey, now it's April 18th as I'm recording this video. If you go out there and offer OpenClaw setups or whatever, you're not really going to stand out as much unless something new or something insane, absolutely insane happens. But this is what happens. Like you can see here why, like in the beginning, if you were offering some sort of setups, you had the advantage because I have a friend. I met this guy. He was the first person to offer OpenClaw setups in San Francisco. This guy was making $20,000 to $80,000 per week just doing OpenClaw setups in San Francisco. It is insane, and he literally had the first mover advantage of it. But then everyone moved and started positioning themselves to that offer, and then what happened? The demand diminished. So look at the demand, it diminished, and then the supply became infinite. And then it was now more about, hey, who can do this the cheapest? You go on Upwork, and guess what's on Upwork? You go on Upwork, Fiverr. Look, you go on Upwork and Fiverr, and now this is a complete commodity. Full setup, $75, $90, $90, $20. Let's look at this guy. You know, this guy's probably making some money. Fix one OpenClaw issue, complete OpenClaw setup, $80, advanced configuration, $200. So you can see here, this is now a commodity, unfortunately, because this is what happened. This is what happened here. And this is what happened here. So if you understand this, you will prevent so much headache and mistakes. I just wanted to let you understand the strategy and how to think about approaching anything in the marketplace, because if you follow this, you will prevent so many mistakes and confusion about why you're not getting any sort of booked calls or interest in the offer that you're putting out there into the world, especially if you're putting any sort of paid ads or money behind what you're pushing into the world. Now, let me show you an example of like how I actually did this myself, because I saw this. I was here. I was like right here. I saw this. So guess what I did? I started offering setups, right? So what I did was I was offering like offers. These are like a few creatives I was using, and in some of those really high performing offers, I was using these creatives. Now, you know, it's so funny because I was getting so many booked calls. Like I was getting somewhere between 4, 5, 8, up to even 10 booked calls per day using an offer like this. And here's how I stood out, because you have to figure out how you can stand out, because in the beginning, when OpenClaw just kind of took off, so many people were trying to like figure out like how to make money with this. Like they were trying to learn it. So they were all offering the same thing. There's some people offering like extremely high setups for like $5,000, $2,000, $10,000, whatever. So the key here is like, how can you stand out? So what did I do? I was marketing saying free OpenClaw setups. Now, here's the funny part. I was marketing and positioning this as free, and so many people were so mind boggled and just mind flabbergasted at like, how the hell is this guy doing this? You know what I mean? Like, how is he actually doing this? I was even getting on phone calls with like AI automation agencies because they were trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. I was getting on phone calls with marketing people. They're trying to figure out like what I'm doing. Like I could just hear it in their pitch, you know what I mean? It was so funny because I'm doing all this, getting all this interest, and all these people were getting on the phone calls just to understand, how am I running this offer? You know what I mean? So it was really, really funny. And the way this offer worked, just in short, is that you market free. You position any sort of offer as something that is just undeniable. Like, holy crap. Like, yes, I want to click this offer. How can I get this for free? This guy's offering it for free. How the hell did you do it for free? So I'm not going to run through like all the offers I was running through, but here's the idea you want to have in mind. You want to lead with free or something that's just going to make someone jump, because there's so much junk out there on social media. And here's the thing. I wasn't even running video ads. I know I tested some with video, but they weren't even performing. Everyone says do video, but at the end of the day, like, all hooks really are, and anything you throw into the marketplace are just really anything that captures someone's attention. And if you apply direct response marketing, from there, you can get someone to act and book a call with you. So when I was running this offer, what I was doing was I was marketing and leading with free. And then when they actually got on a call, I was like, hey, you can either get this free piece of crap offer I'm offering, which is just the bare bone minimum. Like, hey, you can access this OpenClaw in the TUI terminal, or I can give you the full entire setup, the full entire configuration, all the communication channels, advanced configurations. I can hook it up and set up your skills. So you can see here, I was offering a piece of shit for free, or like this amazing thing. So it just becomes a no-brainer that, hey, you want this amazing thing. You see what I mean? You want to market with free, and then when someone actually comes into your sales funnel and pipeline, you want to deliver them the no-brainer offer, which is like, oh yeah, of course, I want this thing. Like, why would I want this piece of shit? You know what I mean? So that's what I was doing here, and this thing was cooking. I was literally just running this one ad, and it was cooking. It was cooking so much. It's so funny, because people were like, what are you doing to market this for free? And people were just, they didn't understand, like, how are you running a free offer? Like, they were like, how are you actually making, like how are you actually running paid ads behind this? And this is exactly what I was doing. So the key when it comes to, say, AI automation or anything you're offering is you want to figure out where the demand is. Remember, like, we did things here. So you could literally use tools like Glimpse, like Google Trends, whatever, and you want to find trends. You want to find trends, and then what you want to do is you want to channel that demand. And here's the most interesting part, because a lot of people that were coming to me, they didn't even know what like OpenClaw can do. They didn't know what AI agents can do. So the thing is, like, one powerful thing I've learned from Dan Kennedy, he's like this, powerful, he's just this really good like godfather of direct response marketing, right? And there's this important concept I learned from him, and it is what people think we do. So I'm going to put think here, and then here I'm going to put we actually do. So what we actually do, what people think we do is we do OpenClaw, but we actually do is we apply AI automation. So it could be literally with NAN, it could be with Zapier, it could be with just creating workflows, it could be with follow-up systems, it could be just sequences, you know what I mean? So here, what people think we do, we want to basically find what is the hottest thing in the marketplace and then give the market that. So OpenClaw was the hottest thing in the marketplace. I gave them that for free with a free offer hook, right? But really what I was doing was I was just giving people AI automation. So sometimes it would be OpenClaw, sometimes it would be something else. Sometimes you have to piece something else into the equation. Because a lot of people, when they're coming and they see this like killer thing or something, it's like selling toilet paper during COVID. You want to lead with the thing that the market wants and is going crazy for, and then you want to just give like what you normally do, which is what every AI automation agency does. It's really just about stopping someone's attention. It's like having a piece of broccoli and you're wrapping it with candy, if that makes any sense. Because if you have a piece of broccoli, it's like, sure, this is the healthy thing I want, but on the outside, it's wrapped in like a candy wrapper to make it look like it's candy, but really it's just broccoli. And at the end of the day, this is the thing everyone is selling. So this is what everyone ultimately wants to sell, but they are leading with this on the front end marketing. So it's really the reverse logic. What you want to do is you want to lead with what is the most hottest thing in the marketplace right now and then market that. So then how did I actually run the ads? I'll just show you very simply like the structure format of the ad campaigns and then how you can pretty much do this yourself. So all the ad campaigns, they were just CBOs on Meta. There were CBOs, and then there were 3 different ad sets. And here's the thing, I didn't change anything. It was Advantage Plus placements, it was Advantage Plus audiences. I literally didn't touch anything inside of like the ad set level, other than one thing. Here's the most important thing that you have to do. The most important thing you have to do is you have to figure out who are the angles that you are targeting. So for instance, non-technical people, AI automation, some AI automation agencies wanted this stuff. Another angle could be small business owners broad. So these are different angles of like who I'm going out there and I'm running the ads for. And now here, the thing is, now for the creative, this is how I ran the creative. So within the creative, there were 5 ads. So imagine I had these ads. Remember these ads? I'm going to copy these guys, make them really small. And I know this is ridiculously simple, and that's because it is. It's just people overcomplicate this shit, and then they don't know why their ads are unprofitable. But every single ad set campaign, it literally just had 5 creatives. Had 5 creatives, and here's the funny part. It was all the same. Do you know what was the only thing that was different? The only thing that was different was literally just the primary text, the description, and then just the headline. That's it. So whatever I was using for non-technical people, so what was different across each of the ad sets was literally just the primary text, the headline, and then the description. So these were all different. This was different from this. This was different from this. And here I was speaking to broad SMBs. Here I was speaking to AI automation agencies. Here I was speaking to non-technical people. The primary thing that I was going out there was fishing and giving different hooks. So the only primary variable that was different was like the image itself. So as you can see here, here I'm showing just 3 examples, but really it was just the different the images. It was like the hooks, like free OpenClaw setup, free OpenClaw installation, free OpenClaw setup installed same day with me there. And then maybe there was like another one. You see what I mean? Maybe one had like a button, maybe one didn't. You see what I mean? So I was just making very small tweaks. And the biggest, most powerful thing I've learned in direct response marketing, and when it comes to actually marketing, is you want to test with the hooks. If you test with the hooks, this completes 80% of your marketing. When you have the hooks dialed in, and it just like makes people stand like, whoa, look, that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's crazy. How do you, like, really? I'm going to click this ad. I want to check it out. When you do that, that's what gets people to click and then enter your funnel. So this was the video. This is how I got over 100 booked calls in literally the last 30 days. This is how you can do it yourself. This is the philosophy behind how you can channel demand that already exists versus just selling a commoditized offer that everyone is literally doing in the marketplace. This is how you stand out. You want to lead with the packaging that is in demand by literally everybody and their mom out there in the world. And then when you lead with that packaging and then you reverse engineer the offer from the packaging first, right? This is like some of the things I've seen the greatest marketers and people in the world do. They first create the hook, the thumbnail. They first create the marketing angle, the product where they can clearly market with. And then from there, they figure out how to make that happen. And no matter where you see it, this variable is so consistent and so true. And I mean, my case study myself proved that, because when you put paid marketing behind a hook that works, you're just going to stand out. You're going to get the highest click-through rates. You're going to get the highest, or you're going to get the lowest cost per acquisitions. You're going to get the lowest cost per results that you can possibly imagine when it comes to, say, your business. And this is how you can literally do this yourself. I also just wanted to mention, if you wanted to learn how to do this yourself, or if you want me to implement this for yourself, some marketing, you can feel free to reach out or just book a call with me so I can help you with your marketing strategy, or say maybe even do this for yourself, all completely done for you. So just reach out to me via email, or maybe just say book a call. I'm going to add a link below my video so you can see how you can reproduce this yourself. But nonetheless, this is all for the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another one.